Hey guys, Adam here with AmericanTrucks.com, and today we're taking a closer look at and installing the dual halo LED black projector headlights available for the 09 to 14 F150 without factory halogens. You should be checking this out if you're looking to deviate greatly from the factory, more traditional headlights to have a more modern dual halo LED option. Now this guy's going to spice up the front end, changing it completely, but it's also going to upgrade you to a more modern technology. The projectors use both H1 bulbs for low and high beams, and the LED rings here are also going to splice into your parking lights to give you a nice accent light. In addition to the halos, you have 3 accents on the side there, and you're going to reuse your turn signal bulb. So all in all, the big changes here are not only the interior design, but also the fact that this is going from your factory chrome light to a black interior. The black interior gives you the impression of a stealthy front end without impeding light output, and we'll take a closer look at that later on. The headlights come in as a pair right around $200, and the install, I'm going to give 2 out of 3 wrenches on our difficulty meter. They are extremely simple to take care of, but there is a small amount of splicing included. Now what you're going to use are quick splice connectors included in the kit, and honestly, they couldn't be any easier to use. I'm going to show you every step of the process. You can absolutely do this in the driveway at home by yourself with minimal tools. It'll take you about 30 minutes from start to finish. What do you say we get started? Tools used in this install include an impact gun or a ratchet, extension, 10mm socket, and a pair of pliers. First step here, we're going to start with our hood open. I'm going to start on my driver's side. We have 3 10mm bolts, 2 up top and 1 on the side here. For the side, I'm going to use this extension and my 10mm socket, so let's start there. All right, so now we can do the 2 at the top. Now we can grab the side here and our fender side, we're going to pull straight back to disconnect, and now we can pinch and disconnect our bulbs. All right, so I'm just going to go around and just pinch the harnesses and snap them out of the bulb socket. Now we can set this aside. All right, so we got our driver's side headlight off of our 11 F-150 behind me, and it's on the table next to our new axial. I want to take you through some similarities and differences between the two. Really, the only similarity is going to be fitment. This is going to have the same quality housing, which means it's going to have the same quality fitment. It uses the same CAD data as the factory option. Now, moving forward, you'll see the interior design has completely changed. You're using new H1 halogen bulbs for your new headlights. You're also using LEDs, bright LEDs in fact, for the halo ring and the accent lights on the side. Now your factory housing has a lot of interior chrome, which is very traditional. It's what we expect from Ford and most trucks on the road these days. But this option here has a black interior with a clear lens. Now the clear lens, instead of a smoked lens, makes sure that all the lighting output gets through and you're not compromising anything there. The interior black housing gives you the impression of a smoked lens without impeding on the light. It gives you a nice stealthy look at the front end, whereas the factory option here is very flashy, kind of in your face, a little outdated in my opinion. But if that's what you're looking for here, there's options that are chrome. If you're looking to stealth things out, this is a great way to go. As you can see, the headlight does have that redesigned projector style bulb as opposed to the factory lighting we have here. So that's something to take note of, as well as some of those accent light LEDs on the side here, 3 of them to be exact. Now those accent lights, the halo and those 3, are going to need to be spliced in. Now that sounds scary, you might not be familiar with wiring, but really there's quick splice connectors in the kit that makes life so easy. You don't even really need to cut into anything, they'll just clamp right on. I'm going to be splicing them into the factory parking light harness. Now you can splice them in however you'd like. They can go right onto your factory headlight harness if you only want them to come on with your headlights. I like to do it to the parking light because sometimes when I have LEDs or a DRL or something like that, I like them to just be able to come on with a simple parking light without needing the full headlight. So personal preference, I'm going to show you guys the parking light method, my method, using the quick splice connectors. What do you say we get started? All right, first step, we have our headlight here just propped down on our driver's side. Now I don't have any of the factory bulbs transferred over just yet. What I want to focus on is the splicing. Now these white and black wires are from the halos around your projector. This wire here that has this connector on it, the black and red, are from the accent halos on the side, these 3. Now they're both going to go into the same harness, your factory parking light harness. That's this one here. Now ours has been spliced in the past, so that's why you see this. Yours will just look like a straight wire. Now you could take your halos and splice them into the harness here, and then connect your factory bulb socket and plug it in here. You could do that. I like to bypass that, and instead of splicing into our factory harness, we're actually just going to splice this together, just like that, using the same quick splice connectors. Now in order to do that, separate your black wire, which is your ground, and you're going to insert that into the quick splice. It's going to go straight back through this slot, all the way to the back there. Now you'll see from the side, there's a back hole and there's a front hole. Same thing over here. That's where you're gonna put your ground. Ground's gonna go in the side from the other, the halos. It's gonna go in through the side here. Once you have that in, grab a pair of pliers and you're gonna push this metal strip down, and that's what splices them together. Once you have that crimped, give it a tug, both sides, make sure it's secure. You can see through there that the wire got caught, which is great. That's how we know we have a good solid connection. You can take this flap and shut it. All right, so our ground's taken care of. Now we can do that for the red, which is our positive, and the white from our halos. Slide the red in. I'm gonna take my halos. Same thing, you just want to give them a tug, make sure they're nice and secure. Close this guy up, and now we're good to move on. And now, all of the accent halos on this headlight go to one connector, which we'll plug our factory turn signal or parking light bulb into, and that's going to plug into the factory socket. This here is our factory turn signal bulb. You just twist that out of the factory housing, and now you can have it here. You want to pinch the factory bulb and take that guy out. I'm going to set that aside. You're going to plug the LED harness into the bulb socket. That way, the other end can get plugged into from the factory harness. Now, when you do this, you want to make sure you're plugging this guy in and taking a look at the factory harness there. Now, on the harness, you have the black, which is your ground, and the yellow here, which is your positive. When you plug this in, you want to make sure the black wire on this harness is on the same side as the black wire on your factory harness. So let's plug that in, and then I'm going to push the LED back in just to make sure it's fully secured. Now, if you have this reversed and the red is on the side of the black, you're not going to get a good connection. It might actually get really hot. So you want to make sure you have this done properly. So once that's taken care of, we can transfer over the other factory bulb. Now, this turn signal bulb is not going to get replaced. You're still using this guy. So I'm just going to slot this guy into the new housing, line it up, give it a twist, and can plug in the factory harness. Last but not least is the main headlight harness. Again, this one doesn't need any splicing. They just plug right in. Now what we can do is put our headlight into place. All right, so now I'm going to lift the headlight up and set it into position. Oh, got a little sticker there. Perfect. Now it's a good idea before you go through the process of bolting this down to just check to see if all of your lights work. All right, so once you figure out if they work, you want to make sure that you're putting your 10 millimeters back in place and tightening them down. All right, once you have that last one tightened down, repeat this exact process for the other side. That'll wrap up my review and install for the dual halo LED black projector headlights available for the 09 to 14 F-150 without factory halogens. If you want to get these, you can do so right here at AmericanTrucks.com.